I wonder if you know how they dress in Tokyo. If he write it, then you read it, then you know he no Nigo. Ametora, drip, drip, drip. Ametora, drip, drip, drip. Throw gang, we were joined by the nonfiction pharaoh, the imam of Ivy. Last name Marx, no Carl, so you know he copping that capital, and the production is mean. Like serving a dude martinis, we got this guy Jin. He got status and culture, you a small-foused vulture. Pen floating on the page, that's a Tokyo drift. He dropping bombs in Ametora like Tora, Tora, Tora. He know Nigo, you know weak hose. Oh, he's a Japanese translator? Bet. Oh, you don't fuck with cultural critics? How about you cultural critical these nuts? His whole life at W, he can't even pronounce L's. Author of Ametora, How Japan Saved American Style, and Status and Culture, How Our Desire for Social Rank Creates Taste, Identity, Art, Fashion, and Constant Change. W. David Marx. W. David Marx, how the hell are you?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Genki desu ka?
I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, this is
You're
gonna be a thing.
not going to talk with me in Japanese?
You know, I'm in when in America.
Okay.
I finally get a
appreciate
chance
English
to
personally.
speak some English. Yeah,
Do you like get rusty with English?
not anymore. There was a point probably where I did because I was more immersed.
What's the longest streak you've gone not speaking English?
I mean, never more than a day. I think the internet, like when I would go to Japan before the internet really took off, I felt a little more isolated.
Okay.
But, you know.
Now you come back and you're like, what does Riz mean?
Yeah, no, I know more of that than I think I should. But then once in a while, there's probably this I'm always fascinated with where it comes from, but there's like this black hole of things I don't know. And it's always like Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh.
Your cultural blind spot are the blue collar kings of comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Blue collar
Someone's
comedy tour. I
like,
think
it's
you're
like
okay.
Larry the Cable Guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is this Larry the Cable Guy?
Your mom be a redneck if.
And then I try to like
Jeff Foxworthy.
overcompensate. But yeah, I know what Riz is.
Well, thank you for flying all the way here from
Yeah.
Tokyo, Japan,
Just to
come on the
us.
only
Yeah.
podcast that matters.
That was super tight of you, dude. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, flying out tonight.
Yeah,
One day,
for real.
One day
This
only.
is your wait. So you're gonna leave here all amped up and just hop on a 14-hour flight?
Yeah, 14 is nothing to me anymore.
In and out, SEAL team fits, baby. That's the way we like to do it here.
Yeah, you got to come when it's fresh. So
So we're gonna call you David. That's cool.
that's what my name is. So it
David,
works.
great
Yep.
to see you. The first thing we want to do. Well, actually, do you want to tell the people what the W stands for?
The
We already
W
asked.
stands for William, and it was given to me in honor of my grandfather, but he was Billy,
Okay.
and my parents did not want me to be Billy.
Why not?
Because it's Billy. And so, now like Williams or Will,
Willie.
maybe Willie, but like back in the day it was Billy. So I was going to be Billy. And so they gave me William and they called me David. And then I got to college and like my email was assigned W Marx and nobody knew who it was. And there was another David Marx. And so that guy got all my emails.
Confusing.
So I did W David Marx just as a kind of like way to differentiate myself.
Gotcha.
And then as an author, it also is helpful because there's like 10 other David Marxes doing stuff in the world.
There's
Right.
Nigo Marx that I think was a pretty popular author.
Yeah, I think he
Yes.
might have got mentioned in the intro.
Capital
Yes.
I think his
Yes.
titles were a bit shorter, though, a bit more concise.
Yeah.
I think his
Yeah.
editor was like, maybe
Maybe
cut out a
kill
couple
the
of those words, bro.
subtitle. Yeah, he sold a lot better than I did too.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
From a commercial standpoint.
Not after this pod,
yeah,
baby.
he
Okay.
never came on Throwing Fits, which always starts off with a
Did you
fit
even
check.
invite him?
You know what? He's a little busy.
Yeah. Yeah, Billy, let's get right into a fit check, bro.
Okay, yes, sir.
Why don't you tell us everything that you wore today to the pod?
So this shirt is a brand called Kaloom,
Mm-hmm.
which is designed by the stylist Akio Hasegawa, who is the guy, if you know, you know, but he is the stylist who used to be at Popeye, and he invented the big fit.
Wow.
And so there was a Times Magazine story about Big Fit starting in 2020. No, it's 2016 with Popeye, Akio Hasegawa, and he had been the creative director for Nautica as well recently. And then so he moved over and has his own brands called Kloom, and this is where the shirt's
Sick.
from. And then I've got under this a white undershirt from Yonatomi, which is a Japanese knitwear company from Yamagata.
I hope everyone's writing this down.
Yeah,
This
say,
is all
take
like
This
notes,
is all
people.
new.
this whole
new.
podcast, by the way, is just gonna be full of if you know, you know, Japanese darts.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a reference for later.
For you,
You're
it's
gonna-
just, for you, it's just regular.
You're
shit,
gonna want to
but for
listen to
us,
this
it's like-
at 0.5 speed.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you got time to transcribe.
So the undershirt, once again, sorry.
Yonetomi.
Okay.
And the pants are from a Japanese brand called Tsuki Tuki out of Okayama, who do a lot of. This is like a baker pant, so it's like they do a lot of military repro, but
Okay.
that's not like strict repro. It's just they take the idea,
They
and
riff.
they riff on it,
They
and
interpolate.
really great twill, great materials. I think these socks are Fruit of the Loom.
Okay.
Undershirts,
Japanese or-
Hanes. No,
Yeah.
just I got it at Target. When I go home, I go to Target, and then
The first stop.
You don't
Yeah.
fuck with Uniqlo socks?
Yeah. Muji.
they don't fit. So I wear size 13 shoes,
Nice.
and they do not make socks for
Congrats on
people
your
with
penis, Billy.
Do they make? I mean, shopping in Japan must be tough. How tall are you?
6'4".
You should have been a hooper.
Yeah.
But that's like point guard size in the NBA.
Yeah, but like, is it hard finding clothing that fits you in Japan?
When
Like, is it
Tom
supposed to be
Brown,
oversized, but it just fits you
yeah,
normally?
it's no. So when Tom Brown super fit stuff was in,
Yeah.
slim fit, then everything was like, oh, a
must
little
have
too
sucked.
small, but hey, it works because pants are supposed
Those are
to be too
shorts
small.
on. Those pants
yeah.
are literally shorts on you. Dude.
Yeah, and then when everything in big fit, it's like great. Now
Yeah.
it actually fits. So I can't buy shoes. That's the one thing. So
Okay.
when I come home to the U.S., I get shoes.
So what are the shoes?
These are New Balance. What are these? You tell me. They're like
What's the number?
I can't see.
574s. Yeah,
Yeah,
574s.
there you go.
Classic.
I need, with age, I like walking, but you get a plantar fasciitis. Is that what it's called? I don't
think
know. I
so.
have foot pain, and so I got to wear sneakers.
Got to go to
more.
Dr. Stretch.
I do need.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Did he-
helps, yeah.
That guy rules.
Did he buy any sneakers on this trip?
Not on this trip. No.
Okay.
What are the panties?
Yeah.
Brooks Brothers.
Whoa.
Oxford traditional fit, like the old man boxers.
Yeah.
Wow. You're on the list, bro.
Here we go.
What?
So James keeps a running list of all of the boxer wearers as a boxer wearer himself.
Okay,
Yep.
but
And
these
it
are
is-
like
it is-
these are the high rise
Yeah.
old man, like the same Oxford cost as the shirts.
It is
white
a
and
prestigious
blue.
list.
Beautiful. Honestly, I would love like
W.
those as like
David
jammies. I don't know if
Marx.
those would be my daily drivers
Right.
personally, but yeah, okay.
Wow,
You're on
what
the
a
list. Wow, dude, this list has
Under
been
John
growing.
Teets and Ben Solomon.
Wow.
And Ace Rothstein in Casino.
There's also fictional characters
Yeah.
on the
Okay,
list.
great.
Tony Soprano, Reynolds Woodcock. And you're sipping on some just simple, still water.
Yeah.
That's
What do people
You're a simple
choose
guy.
normally?
Whatever
usually
they
like
want.
seltzers, usually like
Yeah.
or like maybe like an energy drink if they're running around all day.
But I feel like if it's got effervescence, then you're burping during the podcast.
Yes.
Is
That might
not
be
thing
a
for you?
personal problem.
Okay,
I
that's a
don't-
personal problem for me. So
yeah.
Okay.
I try to keep it. I was fired from my own books on tape.
Really? I noticed this because
For burping?
I looked up. I wanted to read some 1-star reviews off Amazon, but
Yeah.
it didn't really have any.
Oh damn.
And
okay.
the book was narrated by someone else.
Yeah, they got someone. They're like, we want someone who's even nerdier than you to
Wow.
narrate this.
And
but
less
I did.
gaseous.
I was supposed to do like 63 pages a day. It was like the super tight
Wow.
schedule, and I showed up. And the first day we did like 5 because I'd be like, so the sociologist stopped. Sorry, do it again. Stop. It's sociologist, not sociologist, or something.
wow.
They were so writing me, and so we did 4 pages, and then it was
Plantar
over a weekend.
fasciitis.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
language is a living document.
and I got there on Monday. Basically they woke up on Monday. They're like, "You're fired." we're just
Were
gonna
you
hire somebody.
relieved? Low key.
Yeah, it was really hard, and it
Sounds
was like
like
it
it.
was the middle of the summer, and I was in this little booth that had no air conditioning because of the sound, and so you would just go in and try to do 30 minutes before you
Yeah.
roll
So
out.
reading W. David Marx confirmed hard.
Sorry,
It is hard to read your book. Is what you're.
Yes, and there's this famous cliche with books on tape where you start it and you're like, who wrote this shit? and apparently like I have a world record for like sentence 3. I was like,
Really?
Yeah, 'cause it just wasn't. It's like I don't write to talk, It's like
Yeah.
it's written to
Right.
write. So anyway,
You write to write.
Exactly,
A writer's writer.
Anyway, but the point is, I could never do seltzer while I'm
Yeah.
getting
Well, I just
fired.
burped into the mic. I hope everyone caught that.
we
Let's
did.
get into the meat and potatoes of the only
Yeah.
podcast matter. Speaking of writing your books, you literally wrote the book on this topic with Ametora.
Yep.
But in a nutshell, can you just tell us why do the Japanese do American menswear better than Americans?
So it's 2 things. It's first of all the Japan, and you don't want to just say like Japan is like the entire country, but there's a bunch of people with a craftsperson mindset
Yes.
who have done everything better. So like if you want Neapolitan pizza, it's great. If you want the craft beer now is great, whiskey, whatever. So there's a whole pattern of imported things that people bring craftsperson mindset to. Then the second is just the particular historical quirk that in the 60s, this one businessman was like, I got to sell clothes to young people. I can't find a style that doesn't make them look like juvenile delinquents. And then he finds Ivy League style. And he's like, that's it. And then that's basically the birth of Japanese menswear. And so it just happens to be this American traditional stuff where it all started. And then that spun out and brought us to today. So the craftsperson mindset is key.
Craftsperson mindset versus like the more capitalist mindset,
Yeah.
which is like cutting every corner, squeezing
Totally.
every cent out of every step of the process.
Yeah.
Sucking the soul out for the sake of the bottom line.
Exactly.